You need tension, plus relatability, plus discomfort, fast. Use this exactly. You don't notice when attraction starts fading. That's the problem. There's no warning, no big fight, no clear moment, just small changes. Less excitement, less curiosity, less pull. And one day, you're sitting next to someone who used to feel different, and you can't explain what changed. Before we go deeper, subscribe and like this video. Not because it helps me, but because what you're about to hear will change how you see every relationship you've ever had. I want you to understand something most men are never told. Attraction is not something you win once. It's something that is either being built or quietly eroded every single day. You've been taught that attraction is about the beginning, the spark, the chase, the excitement of something new. But that's not where most relationships fail. They fail in what comes after, when effort becomes comfort, and comfort slowly turns into emotional distance. From a psychological standpoint, a woman's attraction isn't just based on what you do. It's based on how she feels in your presence over time. And that feeling is not static. It evolves. It reacts. It either deepens or it fades. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most couples don't lose attraction because something went wrong. They lose it because nothing new kept it alive. No tension, no growth, no emotional stimulation, just repetition. And the human brain does not stay excited by what becomes predictable. The couples who never lose attraction understand something most people ignore. They don't rely on the past to carry the present. They actively create emotional movement because attraction doesn't survive on history. It survives on how you make each other feel right now. Let me break something you've probably believed your entire life. Comfort does not create attraction. It sustains a relationship, yes, but it does not keep desire alive. In fact, too much comfort without anything else slowly kills it. This is where most men get it completely wrong. You think being consistent, available, predictable makes you a better partner, and logically it does, but emotionally, it removes the very tension that attraction depends on. Because attraction is not built on certainty alone. It needs a balance, a subtle edge of unpredictability, a sense that there is still something to discover about you. When everything about you becomes known, expected, and guaranteed, her brain stops searching for you. And what the brain stops searching for, it stops valuing. This doesn't mean you should play games. It means you need to understand how emotional engagement actually works. The couples who maintain attraction over years are not the ones who avoid routine. They are the ones who refuse to become emotionally flat inside that routine. They laugh differently. They challenge each other. They create moments that break patterns, even in small ways. They don't let conversations become repetitive scripts. Think about this carefully. When was the last time you genuinely surprised her emotionally? Not with something big, something real. Most men think attraction is about big gestures, expensive dinners, grand moments, but those don't sustain anything long-term. What sustains attraction is micro-experiences, small shifts in tone, unexpected reactions, moments where she feels something new around you, because her mind is constantly asking one question, even if she never says it out loud. Is there still something here I haven't fully experienced? And if the answer slowly becomes no, attraction doesn't disappear suddenly. It just stops growing. And what stops growing quietly starts fading. Now here's where it gets deeper and a little uncomfortable. Attraction is not just about how she feels when she's with you. It's also about how she feels when she's away from you. Most men focus only on the moments they are present. They try to be interesting, engaging, attentive, but they ignore the psychological space they leave behind. And that space is where real attraction either strengthens or disappears. When you're always available, always predictable, always there, you remove the opportunity for her mind to wander back to you, and what doesn't get revisited gets forgotten. This is not about playing hard to get. It's about understanding emotional processing. The brain needs space to replay experiences, to assign meaning, to build anticipation. The couples who never lose attraction don't suffocate each other with constant presence. They allow space for curiosity to breathe. They have lives outside the relationship. They have thoughts, goals, energy that doesn't revolve entirely around each other. And that creates something powerful. It creates re-engagement. Every time she reconnects with you, it feels slightly new again, slightly refreshed, slightly different. But when there is no space, no separation, mentally or emotionally, the interaction becomes flat, continuous, predictable, and predictability kills anticipation. Ask yourself honestly, does she get the chance to miss you? Not in a dramatic way, not in a distant way, but in a subtle psychological way where your absence actually increases her attention. Because attraction isn't just built in presence, it's built in the moments where your absence still has weight, and most men remove that weight without even realizing it. There's another layer most people never talk about: emotional polarity, not in the exaggerated way you hear online, not dominance versus submission. That's surface level thinking. Real polarity is about emotional contrast. It's about creating a range of experiences instead of a flat emotional line. If every interaction feels the same, her emotional response becomes numb. Not because you did something wrong, but because nothing feels different anymore. The couples who maintain attraction don't live in one emotional state. They move between playfulness, seriousness, depth, lightness. They create variation. One moment she's laughing with you. Another moment she's thinking deeply because of something you said. Another moment there's silence, but it feels comfortable, not empty. That variation keeps her engaged because the human brain is wired to respond to contrast. Without it, everything blends together. And when everything blends together, nothing stands out. Most men become emotionally predictable. Same tone, same reactions, same energy. Over time, she starts to feel like she already knows how every interaction will go. And when outcomes are predictable, emotional investment drops. But when there is variation, when your energy shifts naturally, when conversations evolve, when moments don't feel scripted, her mind stays engaged, she stays present. And presence is the foundation of attraction. Not intensity, not perfection. Presence. The ability to feel something real, in real time, without knowing exactly what comes next. That's what keeps emotional connection alive over years. Not effort, not performance, but depth and variation in how you show up. Now let's address something most men completely misunderstand. They think attraction fades because of time. But time doesn't kill attraction. Neglect does. Not obvious neglect, not ignoring her or treating her poorly. That's too easy to identify. I'm talking about subtle neglect, the kind where you stop noticing details, where you stop responding to emotional cues, where conversations become automatic instead of intentional. This is where relationships slowly lose their depth, because attention is one of the strongest forms of emotional currency, and when attention becomes routine instead of intentional, it loses its value. Think about the early stage of any connection. You notice everything: her tone, her expressions, the small things she says. But over time, most men stop observing. They start assuming, and assumption kills curiosity. The couples who never lose attraction never stop observing each other. They remain aware, they notice shifts, they respond differently. They adapt because they understand something critical. People evolve, and if you relate to someone as if they're still the same person they were months or years ago, you disconnect from who they are now. That creates emotional distance, not because of conflict, but because of misalignment. Attention keeps alignment alive. It signals, I still see you, not who you were, who you are right now. And that feeling is incredibly powerful because when someone feels seen, they stay emotionally open. And openness is what allows attraction to continue growing instead of slowly closing off. At the end of all this, there is one truth you need to understand. Attraction is not something you maintain through effort alone. It's something you maintain through awareness. Awareness of timing, of energy, of emotional shifts that most people ignore. The couples who never lose attraction are not perfect. They don't have better chemistry. They don't rely on constant excitement. They simply don't let the connection become unconscious. They stay present in it. They don't assume attraction will stay just because the relationship exists. They understand it has to be felt again and again in small ways. And here's the part most men don't want to hear. You can't fake this. You can't memorize behaviors and expect long-term results because attraction responds to authenticity more than strategy. If your actions don't match your internal state, it will be felt. That's why real growth matters, not just learning what to do, but becoming someone who naturally creates emotional engagement without forcing it, someone who doesn't rely on patterns, but understands people. Because when you understand people, you stop chasing attraction. You start creating environments where it happens naturally, and that's the shift from trying to hold attraction to becoming someone it doesn't fade around. Most relationships don't fail because love disappears. They fail because awareness does. So the real question isn't whether attraction lasts, it's whether you're paying enough attention to keep it alive.